Hello, and welcome to all of Warships, with me, Loran. And this time I'm in port. I wanted to do something different, and maybe, well, not really do a review, but at least look at a ship. And it's the South Carolina, because who else to review a low tier ship? Right? Yeah. Anyway, the point is that I was playing with this along with Live and Wolfgewehr because they were grinding it, and we had actually a lot of fun doing it. So I thought I'll make a video of it, and I actually have two games and a bunch of clips. One game of mine and one game of Live's. So yeah, anyway, this is the stock South Carolina, and well, let's just go over the stats. The survivability is absolute shit. Let's start out with that. It only has 29,000 hit points. Compared to the Kawachi, which I have here, it has the... Wait, that's not the stock one. Yeah, let's compare stock to stock. Well, anyway, it has a lot more than the stock Kawachi has. Yeah, see, stock Kawachi has 35,800 hit points, which is a lot more. Oh well. Armor-wise, they are pretty much the same. Like these 13 and 16mm doesn't matter. Shit. So hit points, it loses. Guns, well, its main battery are 4 turrets with 2 guns, each 305mm caliber. The rate of fire is, well, 2 rounds a minute, so 30-second reload time, which is okay for a battleship. It's completely normal. If you look at the Kawachi, well, it has 6 turrets, so that's 4 guns more, but they are on opposite sides, so basically it doesn't really matter. The only upside of this is obviously that if you switch sides to shoot at, it's easier to get your guns on target. So that's an advantage for the Kawachi, I guess. Let's go back. Yeah. The first time is 45 seconds, which isn't that bad, but it's still a long time. Dispersion of 162 meters is okay-ish. It's not really accurate, but it's okay-ish. The range is 10.2 kilometers unupgraded, which is shit, but it's low tier, it's tier 3, so it's okay for this tier. And it actually has a lot of secondaries, even though it's only at a 3-kilometer range. I think its secondaries are better than the Kawachis. At least the Kawachi. It does have more, but they are all kinds of caliber, so I believe the South Carolina has a slight edge, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, the HE damage is worse on the South Carolina. Let's go back to the... yeah, there we go. 4100, the Kawachi has 5100, so it's a bit worse. The fire chance is 20%, while the Kawachi gets 29%, so that's another thing. So the HE is actually worse on this ship. But the AP has 200 more max damage at 8100. And as I said, the dispersion, well, it's 62 meters with stock configuration. The Kawachi has 148 meters, which sounds better, but the Kawachi has 8.9 kilometer range, so basically it's worse. So the South Carolina definitely wins on the guns department, in my opinion. Looking at the maneuverability, the max speed is absolute crap. This is a slow ship, 15.8 knots. Its turning circle though is quite small, 480 meters, so that's a good thing. Unfortunately, the rudder shift time is nearly 14.9 seconds. That's it. I can go into SE units. Yeah. Okay, 15 seconds. So the Kawachi has 13.4, but that's not too much difference. The surface detectability is 30.9, which is a bit annoying. You'll be detected before you can fire. The Kawachi actually can go a lot near, and upgraded Kawachi actually can go into firing range before it is detected, so that's better. This thing can't. Let's upgrade it and see if much changes. Yeah, let's look at like this. So you get 2700 more hit points, which is, well, yay. At least you have more than 30,000. But the upgraded Kawachi gets 38,700, so yeah. And you get some AA defense, which is completely useless. So we'll not talk about that. Good thing is the rudder shift time changes to 10.7 seconds, so this ship is actually really maneuverable. I think, for a battleship at least. Let's change this, and let's change the speed. There we go. And 80 knots, well, you do want to get this, but it's not much. So if you upgrade it, just go for the range and then for the speed, in my opinion. Definitely the B hull. Those hit points are good. And the rudder shift time. You need that. Anyway, anything else to say about it? Not really. I have, as I said, 2 games ready. And a lot of clips to show you. So let's go to those. Actually, I remember we could maybe look at the modules and stuff. You saw that I had the main battery modification. Obviously, I don't want to get the guns knocked out. Don't think this is really important. Definitely not. I usually go for damage control system because of the fire and flooding. Could go maybe for those two, but I have never been knocked out. Neither steering nor propulsion has ever been knocked out in the ship for me, so don't think that's necessary. What more? I do use the premium repair party because it's a lot faster. But I don't use this, apparently. You could, but maybe doesn't really need it. Let's see the flags. Usually go for this one. For battleships, it's always good. And I'm going for these two, which reduces fire and flooding, which is also nice. And I usually have things like the Commander XP. And I thought I did mount this one, just to get the ship up to almost 19 knots. Which was actually quite nice during the battles, which you'll see. And yeah, the other ones, doesn't really matter. It's a tier 3 ship. Why would you? Anyway, let's go to those battles. Warning, the following videos may contain excessive seal clubbing. So, during the review of the ship itself in the port, I said something about South Carolina being worse than the Kawachi. And although stats-wise that is true, if the captain is reasonably experienced and the Kawachi captain is not experienced, well, this clip will show you what happens then. After this clip, we'll go into the first game. So, this is the first game we played, and the first match I'll show as well.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Top tier, which is not that strange with this ship. We're on the big race map, and we pretty much went north because we're going with a battleship to the islands in the southwest. It's probably not a good choice, and actually this was the tactic we used during our grinding session, because yeah, I was playing this because both Wolf and Live were in my division, had to grind this ship. So we played about 11, 12 games or something. Pretty much won, I think, 11 of them, something like that. We lost like once or twice. Anyway, our tactic on this map was pretty much constantly the same. Go north and, well, as I put it at one point, go north, kill, shoot, and then win. It's as easy as that. And you will see it, the same tactic being used in the second match, which was a game from Live, which he sent to me. Anyway, back to this map. There's a Kawachi over there, and the dispersion of this ship shows itself at 10 kilometers, and I only hit one shell. But oh well. Meanwhile, Wolf already had a citadel on the Tenryu, I think. So I'm trying to see if I can get a shot at any of these cruisers, because they can set us on fire, which is a bit annoying. And I'm not that afraid of the other battleships, because most players at this tier have no clue what to do yet. Although that assumption will cost me dearly later on. Spoilers. Anyway, I'll shoot at the Dresden, but get only overpens. But it's still some damage, so it's okay. And I'll turn in a bit. I want to get closer, pretty much. And I don't want to get too far from the cap as well. But I don't want to turn my guns around, so I'll wave around a bit. And the Squatch is coming around the corner, so let's see if we can do something about that. He's quite close. And I completely miss him. Maybe I aimed a little low, but don't think so. But that happens on this ship. Meanwhile, Life is pummeling him. So, and some other cruisers to my north pummel him as well, so I already lost a lot of hit points. And there goes my second volley. And overpens and bounces. That's unfortunate. But at least, again, some more damage onto him. And at this point, I'm laughing that I can't hit anything decently. As I said, first game, so I wasn't really... I was just thinking this ship is so bad. But my opinion of this changed a bit. Actually, it changed with this shot. Yeah. 2 citadels.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
My shells actually went where I aimed. And that Chikuma died. But it was a tier 2, so... yeah, cruelty. Definitely. Anyway, this Kawachi is quite close, 5 kilometers. And he is showing a broadside. So let's see if we can do something like that again. And actually we can. So that's a citadel on him. And I angle up. It seems he's shooting HE, but oh well. Better safe than sorry. I do want to use my back guns though, so I'll straighten out a bit. And I'll probably shoot before he does. And he thinks sitting still is a better choice. Which it isn't. It really isn't. Also, I think one of either Live or Wolf already had a citadel as well. Yeah, Wolf had a double citadel on Karachi. Which is why he lost so much hit points just before he shot. So yeah, this ship is definitely able to citadel other ships. And just as fast my thoughts on this ship changed. Fortunately that shell didn't do too much. And apparently Wolf got another 2 citadels in. So he's doing great. And yeah, the chat was hilarious. Actually, the whole evening was hilarious. It was one of the most fun nights of playing I had with these two. Just because this is trolling and yeah, it's seal clubbing. Let's be honest. But it was for a good cause. It was to get those two to Wyoming, which is a lot better. Actually, I kind of like the Wyoming and the Arkansas better for that matter. Anyway, nothing to do now. The Karachi will probably die. I might be able to get a shot off at him. And there we go. Might even kill him. Seems to have missed. And even 2 overpens. Yeah, there we go. That's another kill for me. And yeah, that was a bit of a kill steal, but still. Now this other South Carolina. Let's see if I could do something about him. I mean, so far we've been shooting at Kawachis, so the first volley is, well, it did quite a lot of damage, but no citadels, and he does citadel me. Damn. And this should have been my warning that this guy knows how to shoot. But I don't. Because I want to shoot all my shells. And I should have shot already. Because there is his volley. And look at that. That's 3 citadels, I think. Damn. And that's how fast you lose hit points in this thing. As I said in the review of the stats, it doesn't really have that much hit points. At least a lot less as compared to the Karachi. Anyway, fortunately the South Carolina is now behind an island and he is at such low health that, well, if I meet him again I can probably kill him. Meanwhile Live is going at the dirt ski. And I will try shooting at the Tenryu. And hopefully shoot him. By the way, I almost forgot to say, the citadels were actually magazine hits. So my front 2 guns are now completely gone. So that's nice. Let's see if I can still do something. But I lost 50% of my firepower, which is really annoying. Fortunately I'm angled now, so he doesn't do that much damage. But I citadel him back, so that's nice. And he actually got a high caliber medal, which is really good. So congrats to that guy. Meanwhile Live is dying to the dirt ski and the Tenryu. Which is unfortunate, but Live is still alive and we have 2 people in the cap circle. So I'll keep trying to kill the Tenryu with my 2 guns. And this was not that well aimed. Should have waited maybe a little bit longer for him to turn. Unfortunately, Wolf misses as well. I've killed the Dusky, so that's a good thing. But he's now under fire from the Tenryu, and he might die from it. He hits the Tenryu, pretty good. And again I only graze him. Too bad. Wolf grazes him as well, without really doing any damage. And life dies. Too bad. Meanwhile, I can get a Kraken if I can kill this guy. Let's see if I can. And again, not enough lead. Only 1 shell hits. And the 2 cruisers in the north are capping. So we will win by cap. And I cannot get my Kraken. Too bad. Let's go to the results screen. So this is the results screen for that game. And well, for this tier 150,000 credits is okay. 2,400 XP is pretty okay as well. But 5 citadels and 4 destroyed are what was really good about this match. Let's go to the team score. And we are definitely on top, which isn't that surprising. As I said, this is just seal clubbing. And the South Carolina enemy team did quite alright as well. Let's go to the detailed report. And I did, well, almost 65,000 damage, I guess. Which is okay at tier 3. It's definitely enough. But let's go on to the game live had a few matches later. And here we are with the game live had. So this is from Live's point of view. And he spawned the most north, and we will obviously just go north. As I said, that was the tactic. And we will see if he can do better than me, pretty much. Yeah. So the South Carolina is spotted, but way too far off. Luckily, most of the team seems to be going north, and Live has pretty much a screen of ships in front of him who will take the brunt of the fire probably, and also will spot for him. At least that's what we hope. Meanwhile, me and Wolf in the chat are completely trolling the enemy team. Anyway, there's a Munikaze spotted, but he's a bit far out. And Chikuma and a Dresser. So I will shoot at the Chikuma. Let's see if this does anything. And actually penetrates for 2,000 something damage. Fortunately the lead wasn't enough. Actually the Chikuma seems to be quite a fast ship. But decent first volley. And now the Chikuma shows his port side, so Live seems to be going for that. Let's see if he can nail the Chikuma. And he can. Most definitely can. That's the that's his first kill. First kill of the match for that matter. And he wisely turns away from the Umikaze. By the way, it's a bit different for me to comment on somebody else's play, because I don't know what they were thinking at a certain point, but I will try to understand what they are doing. Let's say it like that. Anyway, turning away from the Umikaze was probably a good decision, instead of turning him into him. Especially now that he's going away, life will come behind everybody and he can move up again. Now, next target will be this Dresden probably, although he's moving away. Maybe if he turns in. Oh, this Dresden is dead already, pretty much. But life takes the shot anyway. And unfortunately he dies before life's shells get there. At this point we pretty much won the north. So we start heading back. And life is turning to get his guns on this Dresden. We will come around this island soon. And yeah, there I go in the chat saying we should go south. Because there's actually quite a few ships threatening our base at this point. Meanwhile, life has this Dresden. Yeah. And that's really unlucky. That was aimed pretty well. But RNG just... yeah. Wow.
Torpedoes to starboard.
That was bad luck. So no second kill for him. Meanwhile the Umikaze spotted again and will probably die to the Chikuma. At least it looked like that. And life will probably go for the South Carolina over there. If he survives it, that is.
Requesting fire support.
Actually, the biggest problem here is that there are a lot of destroyers still alive,
Fire on the enemy warship.
which could be dangerous. And there's the South Carolina, and life takes a shot. Let's see if this does anything. And yes, it does.
Destroyed.
So that's another citadel and another kill for life. Nice. But fortunately, a lot of the guys that were here in the south died, or at least the few that were here, except for that Tenryu. And there seem to be a lot of ships in this side of the map. Life is looking at the South Carolina now, but he's a bit far away. And me and Wolf are closing in on him. And yeah, he was sitting still, driving backwards, and we were completely trolling him. Actually, he survives quite long, because, yeah, pretty much RNG. Meanwhile, there seems to be Umikaze going for the Tenryu. And that's a Kohlberg. He might come close as well. And another Kohlberg. And a Dusky as well. So suddenly a lot of enemies in front of life. And he's looking at the different ships. Probably trying to decide which one to attack. And he seems to opt for the Umikaze, who's actually closest. And let's see if he can hit. He actually does 4,000 damage, so that's actually a penetration, which is interesting, to say the least. Because usually on destroyers you will only overpen. And he wisely switches to HE at this point, because there's two destroyers coming for him. And he turns away from Umikaze, which is also a good idea, since that thing has quite long range torpedoes. And as soon as the shells are reloaded, we'll probably have a good chance of killing this Umikaze. And he does.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
Good thing, because the Dusky actually needs to get quite close to drop stops. so he's pretty much safe at this point. Although, if the Dusky comes closer, that thing has 10 torpedoes, 5 times 2. And you're pretty much dead if it comes close. Usually, at least. Takes a shot, hits him quite well. Tops are spotted, but they are behind him, so no problem. Frontal guns completely miss. And that's the thing about this ship, pretty much. You either hit hard or you don't hit at all. Meanwhile, we finally killed that South Carolina that was backing off and sitting still and such. Still life can't hit this Dusky. Really unfortunate, and this will be the last shells he can fire, because he is behind island. Luckily he hits one, so that's something. And now the Squillbird. Bit annoying, because he has HE loaded. And you really want AP at this point, but oh well. Nothing you can do about it. He will fire these, just the HE at him. Actually it does quite a lot of damage, that one hit.
Our team has taken the lead.
And he switches to AP as soon as the second shot goes out. But unfortunately it misses, because the callback turned. And he's looking at the Dusky, because the Dusky might actually go for him. But he doesn't. Meanwhile, the clip I showed of the Kawachi and me is going on right now. At E6. You can see me circling the Kawachi. Meanwhile, Life goes on to shoot at this Kohlberg and deletes him. So that's his 4th kill. Another citadel. So actually if he can kill one more, he will have the Kraken that I didn't get. And I'm actually telling him in chat to kill the Kawachi. But I thought to shoot him just one more time. I actually citadel him to death. Oh well. So then this Dusky is suddenly here. And I think that's not enough lead. No, it isn't. Too bad. A little bit more lead. That might hit him. Yeah, it does, but 2 overpens. I'm quite anxious at this point because there's a Dusky point blank with me. And I'm not shooting because at least at this point, now I shoot, yeah. Because well, you can see I take some torps and I didn't want to risk the Dusky coming at me again. And I actually apologize to Life. So there's only one ship left for him to get his Kraken. And there he is. And me and Wolf will... Well, Wolf died, but I won't shoot at this guy. Although I even can't shoot at this thing. First volley out. Hits him in the smokestack, so that's an over penetration. And meanwhile the allied Chikuma is trying to kill this Kohlberg, and we are... Well, we said something in chat, I think. No, we didn't. Oh, and was that a bounce? Seriously? And yeah, at this point I say something. Don't shoot at the Kohlberg for the medal. But I needn't have. So that's a Kraken for life. Unfortunately I don't have any results screens for that game, but we will end with some nice clips that I took from all the other games. Pretty much all the citadels I did. So enjoy these last few clips and I will see you on the next video.
cruiser foundered. Enemy cruiser foundered.
Our team has taken the lead.
Problem solved, sir.
Enemy heavily.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Enemy severely damaged.
All stations, I require immediate assistance.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes, direct front.
Enemy severely damaged. Confirmed penetration.